thanks for tuning in today. I've just left the first day of QASEL Con. QASEL stands for the Queensland Association of Special Education Leaders. So these are leaders, educators, as well as actually quite a few teachers there that work with kids with special needs, either at a special school or they work with special children within an educational context within a mainstream state school. So there's over 300 people there. I'm actually talking at this conference on day 3. My talk is called The Dark Arts of Engagement. But what I wanted to do was just get a sense of the room. So I rocked up, I told the organisers I'd love to just show up on day 1 and see a few speakers. And I'm loving the vibe of it. It's at the Brisbane Convention Centre. I got there early. I was walking around just meeting some of the exhibitors. I noticed a stand which had like just gorgeous necklaces and earrings. And I'm like, oh yeah, I bought this brand before. And then I realized that the actual creator of this particular type of jewelry, like really bright, was Ruby Olive, who I love. I've got her stuff. And so it was really just lovely meeting her. And she says that she doesn't exhibit in many places. She like stocks a lot of stores, but she's there because she loves the conference, loves the people. And her artwork was also used for the lanyards at this event. So that was really nice. If you've seen Ruby Olive's stuff, her subtitle is Colour Your World. You'll know that it just adds a splash of like really bright dynamic colours there. It was lovely to talk to her. So yeah, really fun just walking around there. And actually, while I was at the stand, I ran into a listener. So shout out to Tracy Davies. She said, oh, I listened to your podcast. And I've assumed it was first time facilitator. She's like, oh no, I love the 4-minute short audio notes. So yeah, thanks Tracy for listening. It was lovely to meet you too. I obviously got a coffee at the coffee cart, and then I sat in for a couple of sessions. I just want to comment on one, the MC. Her name is Simone. She's a deputy principal. She's hilarious. I just want to share a couple of things she did really well. First of all, she's very good at listening to what's happening and then incorporating it into the conversation, and is hilarious. Like Dr. Adam Fraser, who was the next speaker, said, her opening was like stand-up comedy. It was so good. Which leads me into my second point about what she was so good. I did an article on Substack about using memes to drive engagement, like things that make me laugh, I'll incorporate into my presentations. And what Simone did is she made something really boring like housekeeping and fire escapes and where the bathrooms are really entertaining by using memes. So one example was she was talking about the bathrooms, and one of her slides had this meme where it's like, horses not allowed in the bathrooms. And she goes, yeah, I don't know why they're putting this up at the convention centre. But she took it out of context, put it into her slide, just using pop culture references. She used the Coldplay, that couple that got caught at Coldplay in it. She used Taylor Swift in it. It was really funny, really good rhythm. And I'm really excited to see her on day 3 as well. The keynote speaker for the opening was Dr. Adam Fraser, and he wrote the book, The Third Space. He was talking about something very different, and this was a tough ask for him. He did a tremendous job. His topic was called The Silent Cost, Decoding the Impact of Secondary Trauma. So what it was about is, and you might feel this, when you watch the news, and you might see some footage in another part of the world, and it breaks your heart. I mean, I get this when I look at the RSPCA, that's the animal rescue website in Australia, and there are senior dogs, their owners have been surrendered and they need adoption, and these puppies just look so sad, and I just feel this, like I've got no connection to this puppy, but I see it in my newsfeed, my heart just pours out for them. And when you see stuff that happens, like really bad news stories, what that is you're not part of it, so it's not primary trauma, but it's secondary trauma. And Adam's conducted a lot of research about this, and the industry in which it impacts people the most is the education industry. And in fact, for teachers, educators that are educating within the mainstream system, they just super high levels of secondary trauma. And yeah, and it was actually quite a chilling, I don't know if that's the word, it was quite a confronting topic. What Adam did really well when he was sharing his research was he got some quotes from an Instagram page called Disappointing Affirmations. And every sort of 10 minutes or so, just to lighten it up, he'd just show one. And that would be a bit of comic relief because it's a really serious topic. And I felt like a lot of people in that room resonated with what he was saying. And it was maybe the first time that people acknowledge that they have secondary trauma when they work with kids who they see might be neglected by their parents. Maybe there's domestic violence. They've built up a relationship with these kids, but they don't like leave their job and switch off. It's really hard to do. The key message is that, yeah, this is a real thing. And it's really great that Adams has opened up this research and conversation. And then the second part of that is like, what do you do about it? The thing that I related to the most was like, just don't ask for all the detail. Fight your desire to be in the know. Anytime you hear sort of bad news, resist the urge to go down that rabbit hole and find out all the details. Because that just makes it worse. You're reliving it. You find out the detail. It can really, it's not a good thing. But then on the flip side, we like to know the details. And I know that there's been some news stories where I'm like, Leanne, stop reading this. And I just feel so tempted to want to close that curiosity gap. It's very hard to do. So that's probably the key takeaway for me is if something bad is happening, I don't need to know everything. And do I need to jump in? Is it my responsibility? Of course I would. If not, just find out what do I need to know, or can I just support someone without knowing all the details as well? There's a really great line there he threw, which I wrote down. You don't need to know the story to support me. So yeah, it's been very powerful so far. They're in workshops at the moment. I've got to run another event tonight for the International Association of Business Communicators talking about work fame. So I'm just home doing a few things before I head out there. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.